So where did the debate come from? Where did your ability to be able to listen, process, respond, where did that ability come from? Was it when you went into academia? Is it post?
Yeah, probably. I think to some degree it's a natural ability. I mean, even when I was a graduate student, when I was first teaching, I seemed to be good at it. The classes that I taught as a graduate student, and that was without any previous teaching experience, were popular. And then, now I've been teaching, I've been lecturing for, multiple times a week for 30 years. And I also very seldom relied on notes. I mean, to begin with, when you don't know a topic very well, you have to scaffold the conversation with notes. But I always very loosely stuck to my notes. I would prepare a lot beforehand, but then
so you're not you're not going to give a PowerPoint speech. Here's what we're doing.
Right.
You're just going to speak and
right.
talk
And when
when
PowerPoint first came out, I used it more. I relied on it more than I did once I got accustomed to it. But no, it's better to sketch out your talk and then rely on your notes as little as possible if you can manage it. And I learned to do that, and I practiced doing that so that I could get to the point where I could speak extemporaneously.
How do you practice that?
You just try to stay farther and farther away from your notes as you develop your lectures.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. So I'm saying, do you role play? Do you sit there with the notes first and then you set it aside?
No. Usually, what I do that's a good question. I mean, first of all, I try to be over prepared in some sense. So I mean, I believe that if you're going to give a 20-minute lecture, you should have an hour of material at hand, because that way you have an opportunity to sort of move spontaneously through the material. But generally what I do now, because I have a lot of material at hand, a lot of stories and a lot of things that knowledge that I've accrued over the years, usually before a lecture, and this is the hard part, and I can do a lecture without doing this, but it's better if I do this. This is the hard part. I'll sit down for 20 minutes with my eyes closed, and I figure out what the central topic is. So there's always a question. What's the question I'm trying to address in this lecture? And then I'll figure out a pathway through it. It's like, okay, well, here's the argument. Here's point 1. Here's point 2. Here's point 3. And there's possible branches off those. And then with each point, I usually have a collection of stories and facts that I can use to make the point.
Validate the point.
Yeah. And to buttress it and to make it interesting. And so it's a little bit like improvisational jazz, I would say, or even improvisational piano, because I play a little bit of piano. And so you lay out the story, and then you can use the responses of the audience to guide how you're going to walk through it. So,
not duplicatable. You have to have that ability to do that.